welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be giving you a little insight into point of view marketing. So what is point of view marketing, and why is it important, and why has it never been more important for you as a coach, business owner, to be able to share or get an understanding of what this is, because of the nature of the shift in technology and the influx of AI and what that means for you as a business owner who works in the digital space. The reason I say this is because it's never been easier to create content nowadays. It has never been easier to create it at high volume as well. So what we're seeing is this big influx in content in the space. From before it happened, people who would have struggled to create content, to write and create posts would not have done it, right? So there was less content in the space. And now with the influx of AI, it's enabled everyone to be able to position themselves, at least post some stuff online on different platforms. Now what that's done is it's raised the floor. So it's made everyone come up a notch, because everyone can do it. It's a lot easier to get access to these things. And what it's also done is those people who were already creating content, it's kind of brought them back down, because they're using these tools, and actually what they were doing was okay in the first place, and they're using these tools and they're not really going in and using them in the way that it should be effective, and they're just bringing their quality down. So what we've got is this issue where it's just more content in general, but the content itself is what you might term as AI slop, is just generic fluff. Okay, so in this I wanted to give an example of how I see this in terms of a ladder, and why point of view is important, as I keep saying. So let me get into it and show you while I'm here. So we've got these stages, right? So when we think about it, we've got the bottom part here is your tips and how-tos, okay? So this is like, let me put this in here, tips, how-to content. The content that is just information. I'm going to be honest, no one needs any more information anymore, but this is where most coaches are living now. They're in this space, and they're creating this content because, I don't know, I think there's a couple of reasons. I think it's easy to create. I also think because it's easy, people hide behind it. So they're hiding behind this content. When they hide behind it, it's easier for them to create a post saying, here's 5 ways to make your sleep better. And actually what they should be doing is showcasing the opinions, experiences, stories and beliefs, which we're going to come on to. But it's easier to do that, right? So, drink more water to reduce hunger is this, like, one, it's not true advice anyway, and also that's like it's almost patronizing, right? So that's the tips and how to. Then you've got this middle part here, which are your opinions and experiences. Now this is where we're starting to get into it now. We're starting to share a little bit. This is where you start standing out. Okay, you're not just sharing tips here, you're sharing how you see those tips. So this is where your point of view starts showing up. Okay, I don't give like generic water targets. I look at sleep and stress first because of these reasons. Or my underpinning coaching philosophy is that I would prefer people to have an aggressive approach to fat loss in the start, right? That's a personal one to me. I quite like that one, right? But that's my opinion and experience around things, and that's what I want to do. So by sharing that, you'll get the right people involved in your world. And you'll put the people off who you don't want to work with. So that's where this comes in. So that's the middle part, right? Your opinions and experiences. And then we've got this green part here, which is where we start to get into stories and your beliefs. Okay. Now in here, this is where the connection starts happening, right? So you're sharing your stories, your lived experience, the values behind your coaching. People are going to connect with this. This is what builds the trust between you. So that part there is super important. So we get to that stage where you've got trust. That's what we're looking for in all of this. This is what all of this comes into. But mainly what we're thinking about here is like every time you create content, you want to think, where on this ladder are you? Like, and how can I move it up? So if you're creating a piece of content right now today after watching this, and you're like, I'm going to go and give 5 tips on how to improve your sleep. Stop. Think to yourself, like, where do I sit at the moment on this ladder? How can I improve that to make it more opinionated, more belief driven, more storytelling involved in it. How can I do this? So think about that the next time you'll get into this. And to make it easier, what I've done is I've got in the description below, I've given you a document that you can start yourself off on, so you can get into point of view, you can get clarity on what it is you really stand for here and how this plays into it. Because at the moment, like I say, most people are living like in this bottom part. Most people are here, okay, they're in this section, but actually like this part here, this is your brand. Like that's you, that's your brand, not the information but the insights that you can give on this. That's the thing that we should be focusing on here. So like I say, if you don't know where to start with this stuff, please look at the document that's in the description, because it will give you a kickstart on where to go. But just stop yourself every time you're going to create a piece of content and just think, am I sharing this because it's just to serve a purpose of ticking a box to say I've created content this week? Or am I sharing this to really get something across to the audience and the people in my world, to really build trust and connection and engagement? And I guarantee you'll have way more impact, way more engagement, you'll have way more fun with content if you start creating it from this space here rather than thinking about that bit at the bottom. Guarantee it. So if you've found this useful, as always, please let me know below in the comments. And like I say, the document's there for you to have. There's no opt-in, you can just use it. My belief and my drive on this is I want more coaches especially to start sharing this type of content, and I would like it because it's a better user experience for everyone all around and you get more from it. So for me, that's a win-win on everyone's case. So have a look at it, let me know what you think, and then I'll see you in the next one.